On paper, these two drones look almost identical, both under 250 grams, both with 4K at 100 frames per second, both with D-Log-M and 10-bit color, both with omnidirectional obstacle avoidance including front-facing LiDAR, both with 36 minutes of rated flight time, both with 42 gigabytes internal storage, and a micro SD slot. So why does one cost roughly double the other? That is the question. And the answer tells you something important. Not just about these two drones, but about where DJI is taking their entire lineup and why the Lito X1 exists at all. Let me give you the context that most Lito coverage is missing. Before the Neo 2, an omnidirectional obstacle avoidance system on a compact consumer drone required multiple dedicated sensors, forward sensors, backward sensors, side sensors, downward sensors. Each one adds weight, adds complexity, adds manufacturing cost. That is why obstacle avoidance was reserved for more expensive drones. The hardware required to do it properly was simply too heavy and too costly for budget-friendly products. The Neo 2 changed that. DJI figured out how to achieve omnidirectional obstacle awareness using a single upward-facing fisheye camera combined with smart software processing. One camera doing the work that previously required 4 to 6 dedicated sensors. I covered this in depth in a previous video on the channel. The fisheye approach was a genuine engineering breakthrough that most people did not notice because the result just worked. That breakthrough is now in the Lito X1. And here is why that matters strategically. DJI has a lineup problem. The Mini series and the Air series have been getting closer together in specs with every generation. The gap between a high-end Mini and a low-end Air was shrinking. DJI needed a new tier below the Mini series, one that could offer real capability at a lower price point without cannibalizing the Mini lineup. The Lito series is that tier. Accessible enough to attract first-time buyers and hobbyists, capable enough to be genuinely useful, and made possible precisely because DJI now knows how to deliver obstacle avoidance efficiently, without the sensor complexity that would have made this impossible 2 years ago. The Neo 2 was the experiment, the Lito series is the product line built on what that experiment proved, where they are actually the same. Let me be honest about the similarities because they are real and they matter. Flight performance. Both drones handle around 15 to 20 kilometers per hour of wind comfortably. Maximum speed is similar. 36 minutes rated flight time on both. In real active flying, expect around 25 to 28 minutes on each. Video specs on the core metrics. 4K at 100 frames per second or 4K at 120 frames per second depending on region. 1080p at 200 frames per second on the Lito, 240 frames per second on the Mini 5 Pro. Close but not identical. Both D-Log-M 10-bit, both 42 gigabytes internal storage, both with micro SD obstacle avoidance. This is the one that surprises people. The Mini 5 Pro uses 4 dedicated sensors, 2 forward, 2 rearward, plus downward vision sensors, infrared sensors, and LED. The Lito X1 uses 1 upward fisheye, 1 downward fisheye, and 2 small infrared sensors, different hardware. Similar practical result. Both include front-facing LiDAR for low light and fine obstacle detection. On paper, the Mini 5 Pro's sensing setup looks more comprehensive. In real-world testing, and I have seen this in footage from multiple pilots now, the Lito X1's fisheye-based approach tracks and avoids obstacles in a way that genuinely competes. It is a more efficient system doing comparable work. Both are also C0 class under European regulation, both under 250 grams, both fly in similar regulatory contexts. Where they are genuinely different here is the honest gap, and it is mostly concentrated in one place: camera quality. The Mini 5 Pro has a 1-inch sensor. The Lito X1 has a 1 over 1.3 inch sensor. In bright daylight, those two sensors produce footage that is closer than you expect. Most people watching on a phone or a laptop will not see a dramatic difference. Where the gap opens up, dynamic range in challenging light. The Mini 5 Pro handles the transition between bright sky and dark shadow in a way that the Lito X1 does not quite match. Zones of high contrast, backlit subjects, early morning golden hour shaded foreground against bright sky. The Mini 5 Pro retains detail in both the highlights and the shadows more gracefully. The Lito X1 tends to overexpose the brightest parts of a frame when the scene has strong contrast. Shadows run darker. If you are grading in D-Log-M and you know what you're doing, you can manage this. But straight out of camera in demanding light, the 1-inch sensor advantage is visible. The Mini 5 Pro also has a true vertical video mode, physically rotating the sensor for native vertical shooting without cropping. The Lito X1 achieves vertical video digitally, 2.7K vertical by cropping from the horizontal frame. For social media content where you accept a slight resolution trade-off, it is fine. For anyone who wants native vertical quality, it is not the same thing. Tracking, this one is going to surprise some people. In real-world tracking tests, cycling at pace through trees around obstacle, the Lito X1's active track performance holds up exceptionally well. In some conditions, it actually outlasts the Mini 5 Pro in complex environments. The fisheye obstacle avoidance system appears to help the tracking stay aggressive in situations where the Mini 5 Pro gets more cautious. The Mini 5 Pro occasionally loses lock when a subject moves into a dense obstacle zone. The Lito X1 in the same scenario sometimes keeps tracking longer because the fisheye sensing gives it more spatial awareness of where the subject is relative to surrounding objects. I want to be careful about overstating this. The Mini 5 Pro is an excellent tracker, but the expectation that a cheaper drone must track worse is not confirmed by real-world testing. The Lito X1 tracks better than its price suggests it should. Here is the honest version. The Lito X1 is for the hobbyist who wants a capable drone for weekend flying, travel content, and social media footage without needing professional color science. The person who wants to track themselves mountain biking, running, or on a scooter, and needs the obstacle avoidance to keep up. The first-time drone buyer who wants real capability without paying Mini 5 Pro prices. Anyone whose footage primarily lives on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at web resolutions where the sensor gap between 1/1.3 inches and 1 inch is largely invisible to viewers. If you are honest with yourself about where your footage ends up, a social media grid, a family trip video, a hobby channel, the Lito X1 delivers everything you need. The image quality is genuinely good, not Mini 5 Pro good, but good enough that the difference requires a side-by-side comparison at full resolution on a large monitor to consistently notice. The Mini 5 Pro is for the creator who wants the best possible image quality in the sub 250 gram class, the filmmaker who grades footage professionally and needs the dynamic range the 1-inch sensor provides, anyone shooting in challenging light conditions where the quality gap opens up significantly, commercial work where image quality directly affects professional reputation, anyone who needs native vertical video without a crop. The Mini 5 Pro charges a premium for its camera. If you use that camera, if you grade, if you shoot in complex light, if you care about the image at the technical level, that premium is justified. If you mostly fly in good daylight and your footage goes to social media, you may be paying for capability you will never fully use. The Lito X1 is priced where it is because DJI has figured out how to build a capable drone more efficiently. That is the story. Not that the Lito X1 is a cut down Mini 5 Pro. Not that DJI is selling an inferior product. DJI cracked a more efficient approach to obstacle avoidance, applied it to a new entry-level platform, and created a drone that can legitimately compete with products twice its price in the categories that matter most to casual and hobbyist users. The Mini 5 Pro justifies its price through camera quality. If that quality is what you need, buy it. If it is not what you need, the Lito X1 is not a compromise. It is a genuinely capable drone at a price that reflects better engineering efficiency, not worse hardware. DJI did not accidentally launch a drone that undercuts their own lineup. They launched a drone that opens the market to a new tier of buyers while protecting the Mini and Air series by maintaining a meaningful camera quality advantage at higher price points. DJI Lito X1 versus Mini 5 Pro. On paper, almost identical on everything except the camera. In the field, tracking that competes, obstacle avoidance that works, image quality that is genuinely good, and only clearly inferior in demanding conditions. The price gap is real. So is the camera quality gap. Whether that gap matters to you depends entirely on what you shoot, where it goes, and how seriously you engage with the footage after you land. Both are excellent drones. They are excellent for different people. Which one fits your actual shooting life? Not your ideal shooting life, your actual one. That is the decision worth making carefully. See you in the next one.